Hello everyone, it's Pixel again, and here's my review of The Last Something Sweet to Bite, Chapter 12, The Trick is to Stay Alive. So yeah, before we get in, disclaimer, I own nothing. Everything belongs to the rightful owners, so please go and support them and be nice, please. And once again, some viewers may find this disturbing, so viewer discretion is advised, please. So, yeah. This starts off with Granny Smith basically, it's revealed that in the last chapter she survived. And basically came to save the Rainbooms. And, yeah. So yeah, basically it seems that after Sonata hit her in the back of the head and left her in the freezer, she managed to get out. But of course they still have candy zombies that are after them, and they need to get out of there. So yeah, they basically make it to the main hall, and yeah. So basically, but they're not out of the woods yet, because more candy zombies start coming out of the nurse's office, the classrooms. Or, actually, I think it's at this point just the nurse's office. And, yeah, so Granny Smith and the Rainbooms have to I am so sorry, excuse me. They have to basically fight their way out. So, yeah, they basically make their way. They actually tried to find a way out of the school, and I am so sorry about that. But Granny Smith starts and she starts feeling pain. And she almost falls down, but luckily Applejack manages to catch her. And she asks Granny Smith what's wrong. And Applejack volunteers to go get Granny Smith's medicine. But Granny Smith tells her no, that you need to get out of here. You need to take care of your brother and sister. And yeah. And Granny Smith ends up being, well, Candy actually, like, she basically, Granny Smith's stomach ends up exploding, and Candy comes out of it, saying that she got tired of counting. I am so sorry about that. And Applejack tries to get away, but the Candy Mare, or just Candy. Sorry, I'm just used to calling her the Candy Mare. But she basically uses Granny Smith's body as a puppet. And Candy actually starts using Applejack's she starts talking in her family's voices, saying that they'll be together forever. Sorry about that. But Sunset tells AJ that she has to fight, and that she can beat her, but she has to fight. But Rainbow Dash, she grabs the axe but before she can do anything, the Candy Mare ends up eating Applejack. Let's see. And Rainbow, well, it seems that she hits Applejack with the axe, and Pinkie Pie asks her what did she just do. And that she needed, and Rainbow Dash explains that she did what she needed to do, and that Applejack was suffering, and so was Granny Smith. But Sunset says that no, this isn't like us, this isn't like you. But Rainbow asks her what she should have done then, just let them both suffer, let them be tortured. And Rainbow says that she just didn't want Applejack or any of her friends to go through what she went through. But Sunset yells at her that it isn't her choice to make. But Rarity tells them to stop fighting, and the fact that, you know, there's zombies after them. And Fluttershy ends up running down the left hallway, and Sunset tells her to come back and that they need to stay together. And she turns to Rainbow Dash and says that she has to stop Fluttershy since she's the one that's fast enough. And yeah, she does. And we then see Fluttershy, she's basically doesn't, like, she doesn't know how to handle all of this, like, because, well, Rainbow just ended up murdering one of their friends and Granny Smith. And as much... But just like how callous and the way Rainbow was talking about it, almost as if she was, like, you know, just chopping down a tree, is what really scares her. As well as, you know, the whole thing with the candy mare and... yeah. So Fluttershy doesn't know what to do. She just keeps running. But she actually ends up getting stuck in what appears to be a giant spider web that Candy made, and she starts taunting Fluttershy, and but before Candy can do something hits her in the face and chops her head almost in two. And Rainbow Dash manages to, as well as the other girls, manage to get Fluttershy out of the web, and Rainbow Dash scolds her for running off like that. But she says that she didn't want this to happen, so Rainbow would have to kill her too. But Rainbow is like, what do you mean? I would never do that. But Fluttershy tells her that Rainbow Dash cares so much for her friends because Fluttershy knows that she cared about Applejack. Or maybe she couldn't have done what she did. But Fluttershy couldn't take it, and I apologize for that. Sorry about that. and that she tries to... Fluttershy tells Rainbow Dash that she has to see that the Candy Mare is doing this, was forcing on her for some reason, a purpose. She might want to kill the rest of the Rainbooms, but she might have some kind of interest on torturing Rainbow Dash the most. But Dash tells her that she's wrong. And that she doesn't matter to the Candy Mare, and that she just, given everything that she's done and making her watch, and that the only reason she's still alive is because the Candy Mare wants her to be alive. And that there's no longer any grand plan. And that all she cares about is basically causing them pain and just reveling in it. So Fluttershy doesn't know what to say. But Rainbow Dash, she does give Rainbow Dash a hug. And because frankly at this point Fluttershy feels, I get the feeling at this point Fluttershy feels like she needs this. And that is where chapter 12 ends. Oh boy. Okay, so yeah, I actually was not expecting Applejack to die, like, in this story, because frankly I think that scene, the scenes with her and Granny Smith were, like, it just, well, it reminds me a lot of those scenes, like, in, like, stories that are about, you know, zombies or just the zombie apocalypse. You know, where, and it actually reminded me, like, before I get on to that, it reminds me of, like, you know, when one of the characters is bitten. I am so sorry, excuse me. One of the characters is bitten and they beg someone to just, like, they don't want to become one of the zombies, so, you know. And and yeah, it also seems that and once again, this chapter reminds me a lot of The Walking Dead. Presumably, like the Tall Tales series, but it also reminded me more of the comics and the show more. And it also reminded me a lot about, it also reminds me, this story actually reminded me a lot of Marvel zombies. Like, you know, with the Marvel zombies basically constantly trying to find food, and the Candy Mare mentioning that she's devoured worlds in order to find food, and yeah. Sorry about that. And yeah, she also, what else? Like, and I have to admit, like, that moment where Rainbow basically she basically, I mean, regardless, that was a tough choice to make. Because, well, Applejack and Granny Smith were suffering. And I get the feeling that Rainbow didn't know what to do. She probably thought that and given everything that she's been through, I get the feeling she thought that it would possibly be, that this would be the more lesser of two evils. Like she was, and I actually think that that Rainbow Dash herself couldn't believe that she just did that, but I get the feeling some part of her knew that it had to be done. But, of course, but it also gets the feeling like, what will happen when it's time for Sunset to make a choice like that, or maybe a different choice entirely, but it will just still be, like with Rainbow, a difficult choice. There's no telling what. And also the scene where Fluttershy like gets stuck in the web, and it actually reminded me of that scene from Aliens where Ripley goes to, like, she tells the alien to get away from her, like, and, cause yeah, that kind of reminded me just a itty bitty bit of that when Rainbow Dash comes to save her. Sorry about that. But yeah, all in all, this was actually a pretty action-packed chapter, and so yeah. And what else? But yeah, and also one more thing before I wrap this up is that I get the feeling that they're going to need Twilight's help, the human version of Twilight. Because, yeah, like I said, like, I get the feeling in the next story she's going to play a bigger role in that story than in this one. But yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much all I have for now, but regardless, I do hope you all enjoyed, and thank you all for watching, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!